Hello. Today we will be doing the property of matters lab, and I've gotten all the stuff that I need laid out right here. I have my cup of cornstarch right here, and the half cup of water. All of it's just like right here. And I'm doing this video so that way I can be more accurate in my observations than just a notepad and stuff. I will still be writing my full conclusion and sending it attached to this as well. Alright, first we have, alright, so first we pour a cup of cornstarch and that half thing into this plastic cup. I'm gonna need to figure out how to do that. Sadly, we don't have any newspapers, so this will have to do. Alright, and now the half cup of water. And I have to stir this until a thick liquid forms. It probably won't be long. I don't even know if I can stir it. 1 cup of cornstarch and half a cup of water. Yep. Golly gee. Okay. Yeah. Might need a bit more water. Ugh. Okie day. As you can see, I'm gonna scoop some out. It seems to be looking a lot. It looks a lot like milk, but it holds a lot more like flour and dough, a liquidy type dough. Of course, dough is sort of liquidy to begin with. It's also powdery. This is not. All right. I guess this is a fluid. I mean, while over the newspapers, pour some of the cornstarch fluid into your hand. We're gonna need more napkins. Okay, just give me a second while I figure this out. Because I'm a klutz, so I'm probably going to dump it all over the table. Okay. Ow! Just lost my hearing in my left ear. Okay. Interesting. Alright, I put down 4 separate sheets instead of 1 total sheet because this will be able to absorb more, I'm hoping, than actually know. Stir this just. Okay, yeah, I can't stir that. Okay. Alright, pour some of the cornstarch fluid into your hand. I'm just going to scoop some up. Shouldn't be able to scoop liquids. Alright. Okie day, that's nasty. Alright. It's runny. As you can see, it just kind of like runs off. But if I were to squeeze my hand together, it's actually really sticky. It feels liquidy and runny, just like slime that you'd buy from the dollar store. But when you squeeze it together, it feels more like what do you call that? It feels like the adhesive from tape. Oh, look there, squeeze it. Alright, cool. Next thing I had to do. Place the fluid cornstarch back in the plastic cup. It's like gone. That stuff didn't stay there very long. I'm gonna wipe my hand off. That's gross. It smells terrible. I mean, horrible. But it looks like you've probably eaten popcorn before. You know that white cheddar that you pour onto your popcorn? It looks a lot like that when after it's sat on the shelf and been condensed. See what I mean? It's white and it's also a solid at the same time. So apparently, when I poured it into my hand, after it dried out, my hand absorbing all the water, it didn't quite turn back into cornstarch, but it did turn into this mystery element. I mean, I know it's a solid now, but you know. Oh, I need some water myself. I'm not drinking this though. Alright. Have filled the bowl with crushed ice. That's gonna take me a second. Because this is my bowl. Because they fit like almost perfectly when you think about how much I poured this to. Alright, just leave it there for 5 minutes. I'm not going to be editing anything out of this video, so I'm sorry, but you're going to have to...
Why aren't you going to edit anything out of the video?
Because if I edit something out of the video, then something could be altered, and it could be wrong, and we don't want that. I want all of my recordings as, like, genuine as they can be.
You're going to have time to wait for 5 minutes while you do stuff.
That's true. Alright, well, I'm going to fill up the bowl, and I'm going to put the thing in it, and then I'm going to pause the video, and I'll come back to it later. I guess we'll wait 5 minutes. I'm not really going to do anything to it after that. So give me a second while I fill up this bowl with ice. And I'm back. Alright, so this is about half filled. Can't be exact, these ice cubes are kind of weird. I think you're supposed to do crushed ice, but our crushed ice dispenser doesn't always work. So I'm gonna have to do it like this. It's already began freezing to the bottom of the bowl. Alright. You know what? I'm just gonna lean it like that. It'll be okay. Alright, I'm about to start my timer for 5 minutes. It has started, and I will pause this video. I'll be right back after 5 minutes, of course. And we're back. I did not mean to cancel out that video, but whatever, I guess. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to crop that together now. Alright, so I've done the half, filled it with ice, and I put this in there. It really didn't change much, except for it got a lot stiffer in the bottom, and it's like actually, it's not that much colder. Alright, so I gotta pour this back into my hand. That's colder. Not that cold though. It does not, oh no, it still sticks pretty bad, but it's more runny now. It runs a lot quicker. And I want to show you this. I don't know if you can see this or not, but you can actually watch it drying out on my hand. You can see my skin absorbing and separating the water and the cornstarch from each other. And it's actually kind of cool to watch. Look at that right there. See my finger separating? That's the suction between both of my fingers that the cornstarch and the water is causing. It's interesting. It's more than just water would do. The cornstarch is making the water act like almost like an adhesive. Glue. That's what I thought it felt like. I thought it felt like dried out glue. Alright. I'm gonna go look at the things they put in glue now. I know it's horse and something else. Alright, well I can't put the cornstarch back, so I don't know if I'm supposed to put this back in here. Alright, now I gotta fill it with hot water. And I gotta sit for another 5 minutes. Okay. For the sake of consistency, I'm gonna keep this going as I go and replace it. Look at this. The cracks happening on my end from my hand completely drying it out. It feels exactly like dried glue.
I feel.
My little brother wants to touch it. Don't eat that. I don't know what it'll do. And you immediately put it into your nose. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go dump this out and fill it with hot water. I'll be right back.
No, I just sniffed it. I should probably wash this off my finger, but I don't think it's dough. I got you some dough. Not eating. Not eating. Later, baby.
Now, because the instructions did not give specific temperatures, I just heated this up in the sink. It is pretty warm actually. It's not like super terribly hot. It's not boiling, but it's uncomfortable. I guess that's what matters. Placing the cup in the hot water. Make sure it doesn't tip, not too hot for that. Alright, I'm gonna be back in 5 minutes. See ya. Hello, and we're back. Alright, so I have let it sit here. I've not done anything to it for 5 minutes now. I gotta pour it into my hand. This stuff is gross. Actually, I noticed last time I've done wash my hand off, but I'll show you in this go around. It actually forms sort of a chalk when it's done. At first, when I first did it, I didn't give it enough time to set, but I really didn't rinse my hand off this time. So, I mean, you know, probably need to take this out now. Bottom's a bit softer actually. It still feels the same, to be honest with you. Actually, it's not nearly as adhesive. But you know what they say, when you put an adhesive in heat, it loses most of its stickiness. And that is the exact same here. It is not nearly as sticky. See? Not at all. As well, last time when we cooled it, it stuck to my hand and it was actually kind of difficult to pull my fingers apart. Not like, you know, it was a bit more difficult. I'm going to pour some more in my hand just to... Alright, see. It's still like just as runny, if not a little bit more. Might actually be more. See, look. It's like little resistance at all. Alright, now for the next phase, I've just squeezed it. I've placed it back into the cup to the best of my ability. Alright, now is the conclusion. Make a general statement relating the properties of the fluid cornstarch to the temperature and pressure when you squeeze your hand. Does this match what you've learned about the motion of particles in different temperatures? I think so. Because when it was cold and the fluid cornstarch was colder, it was more adhesive, which we didn't really learn about that, but it didn't want to move the molecules as much. It wanted to stay about the same. And when I poured it, it was a bit slower. When it was normal and it was just, you know, just cornstarch and water, it was sticky, but not nearly as sticky as when it was heated. Or not nearly as less sticky as when it was heated. Heated, it's not sticky at all. It really didn't stick at all. It's kind of let go. But I think it does agree with everything that we've learned so far in our classes. Oh, and here's what I want to show you about the chalkiness. See, I was like taking on a chalk type look. I don't know if you can. It's kind of bright in here, but this is white. But back to my general statements. It does. What's the word? It matches what we have learned. When it was heated, the particles wanted to move, and it was able to just run and not stick at all. But when it was cold, the particles tried to stay together, and it really didn't want to move. It wanted to stick and resist my hand opener. And I'm going to write all that down. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day or night whenever you watch this.